I'm Benjamin Nathaniel Reddick II, the Violence Conductor, once again with another movie review. I want to get at you guys about this new movie that just came out, Black and Blue with Naomi Harris, Michael Coulter, some other individuals you might know. Who else was in that movie? Tyrese, man. I ain't seen that dude in a minute. It was alright. Overall, the Violence Conductor gives Black and Blue a 10-blade scale now because people were telling me they couldn't really get a real feel for if the movie was good or just acceptable. 6 out of 10 blades, which means like it's passing. Is it worth a full price ticket? Nah. Was it alright? Entertaining enough to watch? Yeah. Let me tell you why. Overall plot, a female cop in the hood sees some dirty cops blasting people. They blast a little hood kid or whatever, little player from the hood and whatnot, little drug dealer. They put a bullet in him. He's dead. They see her, as you see in the trailer. She catches a couple to the chest, and then it's on. She gets chased through the spot by dirty cops. It's very training day. It has a very training day feel to it. Acting was all right. I liked everybody as an actor in the movie. Everybody did a pretty good job. Relatively realistic, except for maybe Michael Coulter. I don't know, that dude just, something about him in this movie just didn't ring with accuracy in this particular film. Overall, the movie was alright. The lead character kind of made me mad, okay? One, there's some scenes we see her standing and she looks like a girl who's trying to model, you know, with the bird stance, with the arms back, whole deal. It wasn't a good look. As a cop, I just felt like it wasn't tough, wasn't solid enough. Wouldn't be afraid of you. Look like you might get blown over by like a strong wind. Didn't really appreciate that much. But all right, it's a girl. They tend to do that with them. They don't really make them that tough. Like I would like to see them be tougher in these movies, and especially when they're these kinds of roles. I had a couple issues though with the plot. One, she didn't seem that tough. Two, she was just kind of ditzy and stupid. And I'm like, to be the kind of cop that she's supposed to be in the situation that she was supposed to have been in, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Let's just say that she has a background, and they go out of their way to stress the fact she's got this background where she should know some things about whatever, and she's still making like what I would probably consider a rookie mistake while doing her job. Like there's this one scene where there's an altercation going on, and like there's a crowd of people, and instead of like analyzing the situation tactically, Money just like runs in the middle and like jacks up one dude and is trying to like engage him in a conversation about the problem. I'm like, yo, these people are just in a fight and you're in a hostile scenario. There's no reason you'd be running into the middle of a crowd like that where no one can cover your back. It was stuff like that that just kind of makes you mad when you watch this character. And you're like, that doesn't make any sense considering how well trained you're supposed to be and the kind of experience that they kind of imply that she has over the course of the film. I'm trying really hard not to spoil anything because the movie's relatively new. I'm gonna do my best. So that's my thing. There's a lot of things she does that are just don't make a lot of sense. There's a couple of lines she delivers where you're just like, that's just awkward. She just says it awkward, or the line is written weird. It's like, that's not realistic dialogue from someone from that area or somebody in that scenario. They don't talk like that. Some of that stuff just kind of just came off wrong for me. It pulled me out of the movie. I was like, yo, that's not how that would go. But, but whatever. As far as the camera is concerned, camera movement is pretty basic. I mean, it's well shot. There's no problems with it. Straightforward. But it's not nothing spectacular. Nothing really stood out as exciting. They were jumping back and forth between regular, regular shots from the angles and whatnot, and some POV type stuff, and some a little bit of shaky cam, a little bit of footage from the chest camera or whatever they had, which was interesting. And some of the stuff they were trying to talk about in the movie, it was interesting. I know they had a couple little agendas they were pushing in there, but it was all right. It's whatever. But it wasn't too bad. But the camera work was all right. Wasn't really all that inspired. It was all right. No complaints. It looked good. The movie looked good. Well done. These hands, not impressive. So Naomi Harris is a small person, right? So all the fights went kind of how you think they go. She's literally, even for a woman, she looks to be pretty small and pretty frail. She's not a solid, heavy woman. So in any altercation physically, she's pretty much getting tossed around, which is exactly what will happen when you're dealing with grown man cops. These are dudes that all look like they lift a bit. She be getting tossed around. But it just wasn't entertaining. Like, the fights were she wasn't even as vicious as I thought she would be. You know, I'm thinking of movies like Peppermint, you know, where people are just getting it in. You know, she's smaller in that movie as well. The heroine is, but she's employing maneuvers and she's doing things to compensate, and she's very, very vicious. She does not seem vicious or really all that ready in this for the types of altercation she got into. There's even this one part where she's like beating this dude in the back with a pole. I'm like, why? Like, hit him in the head, hit him in the kneecap, hit him somewhere where it's going to matter and do some damage. And she just wasn't doing that. She was just like, hit him in the back, and he's got like a bulletproof vest on. I'm like, yo, that's like where all the patterns at. I don't understand what we're doing right now. There's a part where she gets to another altercation and like the gun's on the ground and they should be scrambling for the gun, but she's just like beating on a dude with a weapon. I'm like, good use. I like the fact she keeps picking stuff up to bust people upside the head. Fantastic. But, like, hit him in the face, though. Like, because he's a man. So you hitting him in the rib cage ain't going to do much. Not unless you puncture. You got to use you got to use puncture wounds because you need the additional bleed damage and whatnot. You need critical strikes. And she just was not delivering that in ways that I thought made any kind of reasonable sense. And she, like, also just forgot about the gun. 2 or 3 times in this movie where she did absolutely forget that there was gunplay optional and just like left guns. And I'm like, yo, like the gun's right there. Why are you not going for the gun? Just my 2 cents. I will say that when she has a gun, there's some scenes like inside this house where it's like a battle basically. And you kind of see the training they talk about her having. And she's like, you know, on target, you know, covering down, whatever. That stuff was kind of cool. I did like the way that she played those particular scenes. But other than that, I really wasn't all that impressed with what she was doing action-wise in most of the movie. So plot overall, I'd probably give it like 5, you know, like 6 blades. It was okay. And then, you know, I'd probably say like when it comes to the hands, maybe it's like 5 blades out of 10. Camera work, maybe 7, because it was good. It was solid. It was exactly what I expect from Hollywood. It wasn't nothing like avant-garde or nothing like that, but it was solid. So, I mean, overall, the movie's like a 6. Is it something I would have spent a whole lot of money on? No. Will I go to Cinemark on a Tuesday and drive $5 on it? Maybe drink a beer, maybe eat some popcorn with it? Yeah, I'd do that. Was it worth the red box? Sure. Is it worth a whole lot more than that? No. And also, side note, when we talk about general plot, like the cops in this movie are so ridiculous, the bad guys, that it's kind of silly. They're like mockeries of cops. They're like parodies of police officers. Like one dude, they stop somebody and they're like, what are you doing in my neighborhood to a black person? I'm like, bro, it's 2019 and this is not podunk nowhere. There's no way you imagine you're getting away with that. Some of the line cops is overtly racist in the movie, but it's not like there are not black people either on the force with them or in positions inside of the police force or around them. And so it's you watch stuff and you're like, it's just real weird that that's how, like I know that happens in places, but like every cop on the force is pretty much a dirtbag in this movie. And I'm like, I don't think that that's the case. So it's like, oh, we're doing that movie now. All right, cool. So she's the one good guy in a sea of all bad guys. Makes perfectly good sense. The Violence Conductor, I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. Is it worth your time to spend a full $14 on? No. Is it worth maybe a matinee, a Cinemark Tuesday sort of deal? If you got a cheap seats that has a matinee situation going on, would I catch it? Yeah, I probably would. It's all right. You know, Naomi Harris did a pretty good job. I liked her character. There were some interesting developments in the movie. Michael Coulter was a bit weird, and I don't believe that he's a real gangster in this movie. He's dressed like Rick Ross. It's unbelievable. It's all right. So, 6. Violence Conductor.